Welcome back, guys. So it is Saturday. I don't know what day it is, to be honest with you, but the Red Sox clinched playoff berth yesterday, so whatever day that is after that. And I wasn't going to make a video today, but my wife and my daughter wanted to put out Halloween decorations today, so it means I gotta get a mow in real quick before we do everything. And did just put down some T-necks on the lawn, so that's gonna help when we do decorations, so that way I don't have to mow so often while the decorations are on there, pulling them off, putting them back on, pulling them off, putting them back on. It becomes kind of tedious. So with the T-necks on the lawn, I should have to mow theoretically less over the course of the next month or so, really kind of helping us out. I will, obviously keep a mow in, just to keep the striping action in place, but ultimately, we're going to be mowing a lot less here over the next month. What I am going to do today, though, is we are going to do a quick overseed. There are areas in this lawn that are very thin. Ever since we started real mowing, we've been getting exposed to those thin spots. And so now that we have a good idea where those thin spots are, we're gonna go ahead and put down some new seed. I just got some Outside Pride seed from Amazon. Nothing too crazy. It is a 50-50 blend of Hat Trick and Fireball, which does match what's on the lawn right now. Might be a slightly genetic difference since we're not getting the same exact brand. Twin City seeds, there might be like a slight difference, but we shouldn't see too much of a difference. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a quick mow. I'm gonna spread some seed down, and then we'll go ahead and go through that whole process and get everything going. So let me go ahead and grab the mower out. Let's get a mow in real quick, and then we'll jump on over to seeding. So there we go, quick little 10-minute mow, and everything's looking good again. We got the stripes looking good. Honestly, between those stripes and the other stripes, I don't know if this was mowed yesterday. I mowed this one today. Let's see. Which stripes look better? I mean, between these ones, obviously this one's getting a different angle, but this one or the main lawn, I mean, honestly, like both of them look good. Which ones do you guys? I mean, these are obviously fresh, so maybe we should do like a fresh cut on both, and then we can give you guys a good idea of what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and put down some seeds. So I'm gonna show you guys some bare areas, but if you have areas in your lawn that look a little bare, so this here, you can see just patches everywhere of just where there's no seed. And just overall thinness. That overall thinness is what we're looking to fix and kind of get squared away. We want obviously to have a nice thick lawn. And so there's just thin areas all throughout the lawn here. And it's kind of creating, it doesn't look great. From afar, you don't notice it, right? I mean, anyone passing by on the street, you're not gonna see it, right? But as you get closer in, you're gonna start seeing the issues that we have on the lawn. You see the thinness in there. Areas like over here where it's thin, definitely back here. Happens because of the shade of the tree. This just happens. So over here is a lot of turning, so we get some thin over here. All we're gonna do today is we're not gonna do anything too crazy. We're not gonna do anything too serious. We're not gonna even measure out seed. I'm gonna do this just straight up by hand because I'm just looking to fill up the areas that are really thin. I'm not gonna do a whole overseed across the whole lawn. This is strictly just for bare areas. And so we're gonna go ahead and take the seed. As you guys can see, Outside Pride. It is a 50-50 Fireball Hat Trick blend. I've used their seed before. It's a pretty good seed. You can get it on Amazon. I'll go ahead and link it down below. But all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this seed and we're just gonna open it up and spread it by hand in our thinner areas. So this should be pretty quick. This is really, like I said, just for thin, bare areas. If you want to do a whole overseed, you can dump it in your spreader and do a whole overseed. But what I want to do is I really want to focus in on the areas that are very, very thin. I want to overseed those areas. I'm going to do a little heavy there, and then we're going to continue to water and get that seed to fill in while our Halloween decorations are up, while the lawn has the T-necks on it. So that way the existing lawn is not going to grow in at all or overgrow the current seed that we're about to put down. Everything should grow in naturally. And then in a few weeks, we can go ahead and do a new mow and everything should be nice and filled in. So let's go ahead and get the seed down. Let's rip it open and pray for the best. All right, so as you guys can see, I'm just gonna take the seed and just kind of hand sprinkle it across areas where it's pretty thin. You can go heavier or lighter depending on how thin those areas are. You have some really barren spots, really fill it in. Maybe some thicker spots, you just kind of do it nice and light. But this allows you to kind of freely gauge where you need to be and how much you need to put down. You want it obviously to be nice and covered, but you don't want to overdo it at all. So another method I like to use is called the spray and pray. So when you have an area that looks kind of like this, you know, a lot more kind of a thinner area like this, wide open, I like to do something called the spray and pray. So it looks a little something like this. Basically what you're doing is you take the seed, you take a handful of it, and you just go wham, like that. And you just kind of throw it in a direction like that. And it's gonna allow coverage to kind of get over. You're not gonna overdo one spot at all because it's all flying out of your hand. It's all going everywhere. And you're getting some good coverage there as well, and just getting down into there. And if you have any areas where it's really thin, you just take another handful and just kind of go over it. But it allows you to get some of that seed really well covered and really well taken care of at the same time. Again, none of this is by the book by any means, but we're just looking to thicken this lawn up real quick. Going into the winter time, going into fall, we want to get this thing thickened up. At the end of the day too, is I'm going to kill this lawn next year. I've already made a decision on it. So we're just putting this seed down to really kind of get everything to thicken up, look good going into fall, not look terrible. And then come next year, this lawn will be gone. So that is all the seed. I've ran through it all. It's gone. So we've now put down a bunch more seed to kind of really thicken this lawn up going into winter. At this point, because you didn't overseed, we are going to water the lawn 2 to 3 times a day for a couple minutes, just so that the seed stays moist and can help grow in. So that's what we'll do. We'll set up a little seeding schedule on this lawn. We'll probably do once in the morning, once like mid-morning, maybe like around 10 or 11, and another one around 3 o'clock, just to help that seed get germinated. There'll be quick waterings. It won't be anything deep or hard there. And then in a couple weeks, this lawn should look really, really good. So we will come back when the lawn has filled in a little bit and we get another mow in. So we will come back and check in on this lawn once the seed starts to kind of germinate in and we're ready to do another mow. Boom, and here we are 10 days later, guys. All right, so as you see, we got Halloween decorations up. My boy Jack Skellington here. And the lawn is now covered in leaves, but we are looking really, really good. I'm happy with the way the lawn looks. It's still kind of early in the morning, so we got the sun here, but the lawn's looking really good as far as filling in. So let me show you guys some couple areas. You could definitely see it better on my neighbor's lawn than my lawn. You can kind of see where this new grass, which is about right here, has outgrown the existing grass. So that is why it is important to go ahead and put down some plant growth regulator when you do these overseeds, because it does help, stunt the grass growth of the, existing lawn and really help that new grass come in, fill in nicely, and get into place before, it gets outgrown by the existing grass. It really does help that lawn establish nicely. So now that the new lawn and new grass is up to where the current grass is, what we are going to do is we're going to clean off all the leaves. You see all the leaves behind me. There's just a ton. This tree is just making its way, but we're going to clean up all the leaves. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green machine rotary mower, pick up all the leaves, and then we'll go ahead and take the Greensmaster and we'll go ahead and get to mowing. So let's just get to work. I want to get this done as quickly as possible here. We got a lot to do today. So the other thing people typically ask in the fall time, what should you do with your leaves? Should you pick them up? Should you let them stay there? Should you mulch them in? What should you do? For me, last year I ended up mulching them into the lawn. I think it's a good idea because you can actually provide a little bit more nutrients back into that soil level. For us this year, what we are going to do is we are going to be picking them up because I did start a nice compost bin in our backyard. So I want to be able to pick these up, add those to the compost bin, put some nutrients into that compost that we'll eventually probably use back on the lawn anyways, but just to be able to kind of make this look nice and clean. So there it is. Stripes aren't looking bad. It's a little shady. We don't have the right sun angle right now, but it's still striped up. Not looking too bad. Let's see if we can show the new grass seed. The new grass growing, especially over here in my neighbor's area. It's definitely thin. All of this was definitely new grass in here. Kind of tell by the way the blades are shaped. They're very thin still. But as you cut, it's gonna start kind of spreading a little bit more. Perennial rye doesn't spread as much, but more, so what I want to use, a bush, it'll send out, additional blades of grass from that one seed once you kind of start cutting it. So again, that's why you want to kind of cut as early as possible, especially if you're trying to, I don't want to say as early as possible, but if you're trying to keep and maintain a low cut lawn like mine, you do want to cut early so you can kind of encourage that growth to happen. If you're keeping it at like 2-3 inches, you can let that kind of obviously grow up a little bit more. It'll look thin at first, and then it'll kind of start to fill in a lot better as you mow and as the season goes on. So we are going to be looking a lot better here in the coming weeks. However, we've lost irrigation. There's no more irrigation for the season. We are done for the season. It is what it is. So we now have to rely on Mother Nature and some hose water to go ahead and get everything done. So that's this side though. I like the way it looks. It's not looking bad. I think I like the other side more. That's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's standard how to overseed. You can go with more of like a drop spreader when you spread that seed out. Again, I just kind of went with the spray and pray method. I wasn't looking for anything too serious or too crazy. I thought that was probably my best option just for here. There's a lot of thick areas in this lawn, and there's also a lot of thin areas in the lawn. So I didn't want to overdo the thick areas and not focus in on those thin areas. So just so you guys are getting that done, we're good to go. At this point in the season, you would put down some fertilizer. If you have irrigation, for me, I don't. So I'm going to kind of monitor my weather forecast, see when I have some rain coming in, and then go ahead and put down some more fertilizer for the fall. Heavy nitrogen, really to get into that fall time and get you set up for spring. Again, if you do heavy nitrogen now, you will set yourself up for spring in the future. It'll be nice and dark when spring comes. It'll be the first one to green up. It happens every year for me. People sit there and say, oh, nitrogen blitzes don't work. It works, okay? My lawn is the first one to green up every year. Everybody else is still dormant, still waiting, and I'm the first one out here mowing every single spring. So if you're at that point of the season, make sure you're doing your nitrogen blitz right now. Half a pound every other week if your lawn looks good. If your lawn's thin, kind of looking scraggly, you can go half a pound every week, but you will be mowing a lot. So if you haven't seen the video about my nitrogen blitz, I'll go ahead and put it up here so you guys can go ahead and get to that video. So that is all I have for you guys today. I think I'm going to do another video just basically comparing the two lawns. I want to get your guys' opinions on it, so make sure you guys are looking out for that next video and let me know what you guys think. So didn't get any submissions for other people's lawns this week. If you guys are interested in submitting your lawn, want to have me take a look at it, want to have the community take a look at it, submit them over to my email, treasurelawn@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and pop them on the channel. You guys can get a good look at them, and we can offer some suggestions or just some round of applause for you good looking lawns, and you have those domination lines, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, you guys know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button, and as always, guys, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one.